Marlon, who's this?
You know, I asked myself the same thing when my dad passed. I said, who is this man?
No, who's in this coffin? Because that's not my father. You got Jackie Chan in there.
This is the most offensive thing I've ever seen. They took that 2007 movie full of British white people and put them all in blackface.
Well, not all, because you got Peter Dinklage showing up in the exact same role he played in the other movie.
And they should have put him in blackface.
That would have been funny.
Bizarro filmmaking at its finest.
Yeah. I am curious as to why they didn't get that black midget from Me, Myself, and Irene.
Because white midgets are funnier. That's why.
Okay, fair enough.
And they live in trees and make cookies, don't you?
No, he was busy running from the cops. Yeah.
With his little legs.
You're gonna get me! Coppers! I'm Babyface McGee!
Baby Blackface McGee!
Yeah, Babyface Jackson.
The latest action hero. Small in size, big in action. Babyface Jackson.
He was making that movie. Unavailable, pal.
This little man with an afro twice the size of him. But nah, man, this is the kind of movie. See, white people look at this and be like, see, black people can't have nothing. Now they're going to think like we have funerals just knocking over things and dancing and making jokes.
Well, a lot of fainting. A lot of fainting and slapping.
I kind of want to go to a black funeral after seeing that trailer now.
No, you don't.
No? Okay.
I just came from one. It ain't no picnic.
It's not so good? Okay.
No.
All right.
You know how like they always show like in the movies they make a black church look like it's so much fun?
Yeah.
And white people are like say, man, I want to go to a black church. They be singing and turning flips. It ain't like that. You sit in a hot room with all them sisters falling out. It's like, I just want to go home.
So it's the Source Awards without the gunfire?
Yeah. Somebody comes already dead. Yeah. See, Cyrus is looking at this and he's thinking like, damn, even a black funeral's a party. Like even the body jumps out the casket dancing. Oh, Lord.
Plus they have all these white guys trying to make it with Zoe Saldana, or how do you say her name? Zoe Saldana.
That blue cat girl.
Uhuru from Star Trek.
Sure.
Yeah. The hot colored chick.
A hot light-skinned black lady.
Yeah, who apparently in this movie don't dig nothing but white man.
No.
Yeah, she's the perfect girl for you.
She's watching her diet.
I would hate you to ever meet her. I would walk away and come back and she'd be in tears. I'm like, boy, what have you done this time?
Just told her about herself.
White men, fewer calories. That's what I read in Cosmo.
What? Corey would be like, hey, baby, you want to go out? She'd go, no. He goes, well, fine. Why don't you eat a fucking sandwich, you skinny bitch?
Damn.
I don't want you nowhere.
Talking about a hood like
no, maybe tomorrow would be better.
Oh my God.
Right.
Well, then after you eat that sandwich tomorrow, we can go out.
Well, didn't you guys notice there's Chris Rock in this movie and what's his name? Martin. Aren't those guys like considered like the black kryptonite of black cinema right now? I mean, usually everything they star in tends to fail.
Not necessarily, Chris Rock.
Or not be good.
But Chris Rock, it's like, you never want to see him headline a movie because he's not a good actor.
No.
It's like, he's a great stand-up. But here, he's got the straight role. So already, that's a huge strike against this movie.
Chris Rock is genuinely funny at stand-up, and he's a really good writer, but he's a terrible performer, generally speaking.
He's one of my favorite stand-up comedians, but he is an awful actor.
But he doesn't hold a candle to how bad Martin Lawrence is in many ways, because Martin Lawrence, you pile on top of that the fact that he's not funny in any level, and his very existence is a splinter in my soul.
Damn.
Well, the thing about Martin Lawrence is he's constantly trying to be funny, trying to make you laugh. And there's nothing worse than somebody really trying to make you laugh when they're not funny.
Yeah. Believe me, I've done it plenty of times.
I think we're all guilty of that, my friend.
I think that there's a lot of things that are offensive about this that as you mentioned, Leon, have nothing to do with race. Like, just a lot of stuff in here that's not funny. A lot of physical humor.
That's offensive enough.
Yeah.
As naturally funny people, I would like to say as our spokesperson, this movie looks like it sucks.
One thing I do think is funny is like when you get to Danny Glover, you're like, wow, he is definitely too old for this shit.
Oh, yeah.
Did you notice he's still stuck on that same toilet from Lethal Weapon 3? I thought Riggs helped him out with that problem. Guess not.
I know. You always getting stuck on that toilet. You need a new toilet, man.
Shit, man. He's like 70. There's like toilet explosions in his house every day now.
You might switch to a diaper, man. But, I just find it, I wonder why. I find it funny that when they take certain comedies or TV shows and they decide to make it an all black thing? That's always been confusing to me.
Well, I'm curious because Chris Rock made that movie, I Think I Love My Wife, or I Love My Wife Too. I Think I Love My Wife. Mm-hmm. And he explained how it's a French movie that he saw that he thought was real funny. He decided he wanted to make his own version of it.
And he did Heaven Can Wait, his version of Heaven Can Wait too.
Now, did he produce that?
I have no idea.
I mean, I know he starred in it, but like, I Think I Love My Wife was something he put together himself because he was so inspired by that movie.
Bad call.
Wonder, yeah. I mean, now that you bring up, Heaven Can Wait, I wonder if this is just his thing. He said like, you know what? I love that British film and I want to do this, except with an all black cast.
Yeah. And the first one was directed by Frank Oz, who we know is of Jim Henson's class. He's the voice of
Miss Piggy.
He's the voice of Miss Piggy, Bert, Fozzie Bear,
Yoda. He is.
And Yoda.
He's got his hand up all those dudes' asses.
Yeah, I think it would have been cool if they remade this with a cast of all black Muppets.
See, that would have been.
Oh,
cool.
see, that would have been awesome.
Why do they have to be all black? If they're Muppets, what difference does it make?
That's right. It could be purple and green.
Just Muppets.
I prefer Eskimo Muppets.
Although I would insist they put Roosevelt Franklin back in if they were going to do that.
Everybody's like,
who?
I remember Roosevelt Franklin so much, man.
I love throwing that out there just so people go like, what? Let me get to Wikipedia and see what he's talking about.
Is she the lady at the back of the bus? Is that? No.
I think it's funny, though.
Kermit in the Chris Rock role.
Even the crickets are shaking their heads going like, man.
I got nothing.
That's overwhelming.
The other thing is funny is that I'm glad that Luke Wilson has decided to come back in the films. Like now that he fills the whole screen up, he's gotten big.
His
face is big. I mean, I'm sure his body's probably the same, but his head is huge.
He's puffy.
Yeah, it is. It's like, man, what the hell you been doing, man?
Luke Puffy Wilson. Sean.
He has Tyler Perry syndrome.
See them start a buddy cop movie.
So here we have Chris Rock, who plays sort of the matriarch of the family. He's the older brother.
He's the patriarch.
Yeah.
Did I say
matriarch would be the mom?
Did I say matriarch? I'm sorry. I know the difference between a matriarch and a patriarch. I don't know why I said matriarch. Maybe I'm thinking of Chris Rock in a dress right now.
You're thinking of
his father.
You're thinking of Tyler Perry.
Oh, there you go.
Somewhere Chris Rock is going, what?
Chris Rock is son of Medea.
What did that motherfucker say?
No, he's the patriarch of the family. He's the one he's the older brother. He's the one who's taking care of his older parents. And when the father dies, he has to keep everything together on a crazy day. Now, as if it's not enough that they're bringing over a boyfriend that's not liked, that drugs have been smuggled in, that you have people hitting on underage people in the movie. But
you got midgets running around.
But that's the thing. A white midget shows up out of nowhere who has some shady past with the dad.
And then this whole movie becomes a big circus.
Yeah.
Was he a midget? Because throughout this entire movie, they went out of their way to not call him a midget.
Did you notice
or dwarf.
that?
Yes. They kept saying, hey, did you see that guy in the leather jacket? And nobody said, what, you mean the dwarf in the leather jacket?
And they all went, oh yeah, that guy.
Yeah.
Really?
I know.
They didn't say like, oh, you mean that white guy in the leather jacket? It was just like, that guy in the leather jacket.
I know, in a movie with Martin Lawrence, Chris Rock, and Tracy Morgan, I was just expecting just for them to unleash on that little guy, and I'm like, here it comes.
No, it's like you are at a room full of black people. You at a black funeral. Do you know how many people are wearing leather after this? It could be anybody. But
the thing is, Peter Dinklage in that role.
Yeah.
Which, okay, this is a movie it's a remake. I mean, it is a note for note remake of the British film that came out just a handful of years ago.
It was 2007 when it came out. And by the way, dwarf I think is acceptable.
Right.
Midget is what they don't like. And
right.
I was just thinking, they can't even say dwarf?
Exactly. But I mean, it's not till late in the film where they say that little guy can fit in my pocket. But other than that, it's like, come on, y'all.
I think Peter Dinklage came on the set and told them,
say, look, it's in his contract.
Yeah, it's in his contract. I'm a man, goddammit. I'm not a midget, and I'm sure not some fantasy ass dwarf.
I bet he said, you coons can call each other nigger all you want. You're not calling me a midget.
Yeah. It's like, what y'all fucking think this is? Some Lord of the Rings shit up here? I ain't no fucking dwarf. But I got a beard.
The funny thing is that he may have told him, look, you can't call me a midget, but you can midget toss me all over the place in this film, all right?
Which is what they do.
Yeah.
But I bet you he went to New Zealand already going, and for the salary to be in The Hobbit, you can call me whatever the hell you want.